Hey, it is once again the usually jovial Resonator Zen. But I'm going back to my serious side for this one thing. I'm pretty sure everybody's come across people with bad attitudes. I've come across my fair share on Xbox Live and in real life. Xbox Live is just really full of people with bad attitudes. They say faggot, the N word, racial ethnic slurs of every kind, and I mean, where are the parents in that situation? B, I mean, and if they're older in their 20s, what kind of raising did they have that would tell them to say that kind of thing? I mean, as long as I've been alive, I've never been told or forced or anything to say things like that. I only ever say them in discussion about other people saying them. And even then I only say a few words I can't even bring myself to say. Ever. And it's just people with bad attitudes are just so bad and they piss me off so much. And it just is full on dickheads, and it's usually on Xbox Live. I have met my fair share of people like that in real life, though. Where in high school, I've met my fair share. In college, I've met my fair share. Not so much in college though, but I've met people like that in my college. But in high school, there's full of these people who say, "Faggot, you're a faggot, you're gay, you're blue," and these are usually the people who are picking on people and using slurs like that, and it's just sort of it sort of eludes me why people like that exist still in this day and age. I guess it's the fear people have, but I mean, people use the word faggot as a whole as ubiquitously as any other word, and I don't know why people would do that. I mean, people use the N word all the time, and people use faggot, and they use kike, and they use all these racial, ethnic, minority slurs. And I mean, nobody blinks a fucking eyelash when people say this. And I think that's part of the problem. There's no detrimental effects of people saying it. And that shouldn't go on. People who say these things should be beaten or forced into some kind of behavior that they don't want to be forced into. Some kind of reprimanding program. And I mean, people are funny. There's people like me who never say a goddamn thing to a goddamn person and get through our lives without doing or saying anything really, really harmful to anybody. And I mean, there's people like that on YouTube where they just say faggot, that's gay, that's different things, and it just bothers me. And these people are just allowed to just create new profiles and then continue the same behavior. And there's people like that I've run into them who are just wholeheartedly really hardcore racists, and you can't cure that kind of racism. Like, that's just been inbred and bred into, and people have been raised around. You can't there's no cure for that kind of racism, but there's a way to fight it. You teach the children of those people the difference between right and wrong things to say, and how to say things and what context to say things and not to say things and ever say things. But I guess these children on Xbox Live and teenagers and adults on YouTube, Xbox Live, and people who are that ballsy in real life, there's no fix for those kinds of people, and just it. I never ever used any of those kinds of words towards people, and the only ever real time I ever say anything regarding anything is if it's a comedian making a point about something, or a political comedy cartoon who makes a point. And even then I feel guilty about saying it, but I feel a disservice not saying the entire thing, because that's how people wrote it, and then for me to actually censor that, it's not my prerogative to do that, and it shouldn't be my job to do that. But just people who just walk around and say things like that, and I mean, obviously I'm making a wild generalization about people, but from my experience, that's basically what it is on Xbox. And Xbox Live is strewn with people who just say the most offensive things ever. Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4, people say like the nastiest things on there, and it's hard to tell whether or not they're joking or not, or if they're not joking, or if they're serious, or sarcasm is hard to pull off. And some people just say it just to say it and get it out of there, and it pains me. Now, I'm not saying everybody is like that on Xbox Live. There are polite people on Xbox Live, or there's people who don't have a mic and can't say anything on Xbox Live. But I mean, the majority of people I play with, and it's not even like me and my friends. It's just people that I find through matchmaking, say the most horrible things, and there's no censorship on that, and nobody reports anybody. And I mean, believe me, if I could, I would. I would do that, but there's too many people and too little time to do it. And I hope if people who watch this on Xbox Live, on YouTube, people in general life who see this video, maybe it'll affect their lives in some way. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But I'm just saying, think about what you say, how you say it, and when you say it. Because on Xbox Live there's small children, and watch what you say around small children. Watch what you say around other people. If you're a stone cold racist, don't have your mic in. Say stuff to your own friends inside your room, and most likely you don't have any friends, so just talk to yourself. But on YouTube, there's people who do that, and people. It pains me that there are people who still say those things in this day and age. It just pains me. It pains me right in my chest, right in my heart, and it pains my brain, because it just is like my brain can't wrap itself around why there's still people like this. But that's all I really gotta say. As I said, this is the non-jovial, non-happy Resonator Zen commenting on something I find disturbing. And all I will say to you, on everybody on YouTube, is peace and peace out.